In my husband Ethan's gym bag I found a box of condoms. I didn't confront him. I just used the same needle I used to restore 15th century paintings to poke a few microscopic holes. 2 months later my best friend Chloe told me with giddy excitement. She was accidentally pregnant. And she'd finally found the man who made her want to settle down. Ethan had become a different person lately. He, a finance executive who managed billion-dollar funds, suddenly started pinching the fat on his waist in the mirror. And counting calories with a phone app. Even more abnormally, he threw a small fortune at a membership for a top-tier gym. He used to be a work of art on the sofa after work, elegantly still. Now like clockwork he'd grab his gym bag the moment he walked in the door. More punctual for his workouts than for coming home. When something is this out of the ordinary there's always a demon lurking. While he was in the shower I felt inside his limited edition leather gym bag. My fingers brushed against a square hard box. My heart sank. I pulled it out. It was a brand ID never seen before, Elite Pleasure. My hands trembling I pried open the box. The foil packets were lined up neatly like soldiers on parade. My eyes scanned them and froze instantly. 2 were missing. We had been trying IVF for over a year. Each egg retrieval a fresh hell of pain for me. The word condom had vanished from our home. He had used them. With whom? A buzzing sound filled my ears. My body felt like it had been doused in a bucket of ice water. A chill running from my famously calm art curator brain. All the way to the soles of my feet. I quietly picked up his phone. The screen lit up. The lock screen was still a photo of us in Santorini last year. My fingerprint still unlocked it. He hadn't gotten that cautious yet. My name was pinned at the top of his WhatsApp. The last message from this morning: darling, don't be late for the gallery dinner tonight. The call log was as clean as a blank sheet of paper. Too clean. As clean as a murder weapon that's been wiped of all prints. Just as I was about to lock it, a notification from a fitness app popped up. Your friend Chloe_yoga_queen has just completed a private session, cardio high intensity, go give her a like. Chloe. My yoga instructor, my best friend. My fingers moved on their own opening the app. I entered their private training log and chat room. As I scrolled through the contents I felt the entire world spin and fall away. Did the Ice Queen even notice you were gone for 3 hours? Ava, she was probably arranging the throw pillows by color again. Making love to her is like performing CPR on a clockwork corpse, all mechanics no soul. At least I make you feel alive, right? I'd rather protect you for a lifetime than try to seed a desert for another year. The IVF is draining us, maybe we should just stop. Her desert your wasted seeds, such a tragedy, see you tomorrow, lover. Reading the chat log. The two people I knew best. Using the most venomous words. To describe a pathetic version of me I didn't even recognize. Ice Queen. Clockwork corpse. Desert. My stomach churned and a wave of nausea shot up my throat. I clamped my hand over my mouth and stumbled onto the balcony. Gripping the cold railing I dry heaved. Tears and snot streamed down my face in a pathetic mess. How could this be? The same Ethan who held me after every failed IVF cycle and said, it doesn't matter, I love you, not an heir. The same Ethan who stayed up with me until 4 a.m. setting up my last gallery opening. The same Ethan who choked up at our wedding and said marrying you is a stroke of luck I don't deserve. All that affection was a front for such vile filth. He hadn't just betrayed our vows. He had taken the trust one cherished. All the pain I endured for our family. And ground it into dust beneath his feet. I went back to the living room. I collapsed onto the sofa, my fingers still shaking. The sound of the shower was a steady roar. I wiped the tears from my face. And quickly screen recorded the entire chat history and training log. I placed his phone back exactly where it had been. You want a child who makes you feel alive, do you? A cold smile touched my lips. Fine. I'll give you one. I drove to my art restoration studio. From my toolkit I selected a needle impossibly fine used for rethreading 15th century silk tapestries. Back home I opened the Elite Pleasure box. Under my magnification lamp I pierced each condom with just one hole. A single precise, almost perfect hole. Like an artist signing her name on her new masterpiece titled Ruin. I was reborn as the perfect wife. I proactively ended our painful IVF treatments. And showed Ethan a passion he hadn't seen in years. Darling, let's forget all that. ID whisper nestled in his arms. Let's just enjoy being us. I could see the flicker of guilt in his eyes. Immediately extinguished by a gust of overwhelming relief. He thought the cage door had been opened. He was wrong. I had just made the cage bigger. 2 months later at my gallery's opening night party. Chloe pulled me over to the champagne fountain. Her cheeks were flushed and she grabbed my arm with excitement. Ava, oh my god, I have to tell you, I'm pregnant. An ice-cold dark satisfaction exploded in my chest. I arranged my face into a mask of perfect shock and joy, hugging her tightly. Oh my god, Chloe, whose is it? Checkmate. However, a week later my phone buzzed. A text from Chloe. Craziest thing, false alarm, doctor said it was a phantom pregnancy, probably just stress, so sorry for the drama, we have to do brunch soon, hugs and kisses. The phone slipped from my hand. Phantom. Had my plan failed? Was this a new game they were playing with me? In that moment I felt the floor crack open into a screaming abyss. I had lost control. But as I bent to pick up the phone I saw my reflection in the dark screen. A woman with eyes of flint. The abyss hadn't swallowed me. It had forged me anew. It was time to set the entire board on fire. I hired a private investigator. The first report confirmed it. Chloe was 6 weeks pregnant. She had lied. The second report was the bombshell that would change the entire game. My psychological warfare began. At one of our brunches I mentioned casually. I was just reading about Ethan's family history. They have a history of mental illness and they're pathologically obsessed with their bloodline. His great uncle had a woman committed for trying to pass off another man's child as his own. It's so lucky yours was a false alarm, right? I watched with satisfaction as the hand holding her juice glass began to tremble. At home I started talking in my sleep just loud enough for Ethan to hear. Chloe, that trainer at the gym, Marco, God, she's so reckless. Then I sent an anonymous email to Ethan. Subject is your queen loyal. Inside was a photo the PI had taken of Chloe laughing with a handsome muscular client at her yoga studio. The caption read, some men build empires, others just raise another man's kids. Their paradise began to crack. The finale was a reconciliation dinner. I invited Chloe over to comfort her. I told Ethan I had a surprise to celebrate our new beginning. As they sat awkwardly at the table I dimmed the lights. I made a little movie for us, I cooed. The screen lit up with our wedding photos. Then it cut abruptly to security footage from the gym parking lot. Ethan and Chloe tearing at each other's clothes like animals. A shattered wine glass. You bitch, Chloe shrieked at me. But Ethan's rage was aimed at her. Whose is it, he roared. Whose baby is that? It's yours, you bastard, it has to be yours. Oh, is it? My voice was the calm in the eye of the hurricane. I clicked the remote. The screen now showed the PI's final report, a DNA probability analysis. It seems, my love, I said, looking directly at Ethan, that the probability of the father being her other lover, the wealthy owner of the yoga studio she works for, is 973. Your probability is well insignificant. I smiled a cold, triumphant smile. You weren't even the main event, you were just the convenient fool. In that moment Ethan's world imploded. He wasn't a cheater, he was a cuckold, a pawn. You ruined my life, he screamed, lunging at Chloe. They grappled, a grotesque dance of hatred. As they stumbled towards the grand staircase, my hand accidentally knocked over a heavy bronze sculpture on a pedestal. It crashed to the floor. The sound made them both flinch and lose their footing. It happened in slow motion. Chloe screaming, tumbling down the polished oak stairs. Then silence. Broken only by my own perfectly timed horrified gasp. I pulled out my phone, my fingers impossibly steady. I dialed 911. My voice was a masterpiece of hysteria and terror. Help my friend, she's pregnant, she fell down the stairs. My husband, I think he pushed her, oh my God, there's so much blood. I let the phone drop, my body collapsing to the floor in a convincing heap of shock. Through the window the city lights glittered like shattered diamonds. And for the first time in a year a genuine intoxicating smile spread across my face. My masterpiece was complete.